So a story was reported yesterday, New York Post, page 6, that Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen, his wife, have sought divorce attorneys. It's really, generally speaking, in celebrity marriages, you all know this, for them to work, somebody sacrifices. Paul Newman, Joanna Woodward lasted forever. She sacrificed her career. Tom Hanks, Rita Hanks, she's probably sacrificed some of her career. The fact that Gisele was a top 2 to 3 supermodel, Brady a top 2 or 3 quarterback when they met, and it lasted 13 years before they sought divorce attorneys is kind of surprising because there weren't issues earlier. Gisele's done a lot of the sacrificing, but what makes this really unique is, the old rule in sports is keep doing it until you do it poorly. And I'm watching Brady perform against Kansas City, and Kansas City's run defense is really good. So Brady had to throw it like 50 times. I swear to God, his accuracy and his velocity is as good or better than it was 10 years ago. I mean, if you ask a supermodel who was still getting covers and endorsements, hang her up. Why? If Steph Curry, great relationship, happily married, was averaging 29 a game, and his wife said, stop playing basketball, he'd be like, why? We've never seen anything like this. Older players look old. Big Ben looked old. Favre played old. I saw Michael Jordan as a member of the Wizards. He could score 25, but he wasn't as vertical. Kobe couldn't really defend at the end. Shaq fell apart physically. Every player in my life, even LeBron now, struggles to stay healthy, can play in spurts, but you're not getting 38 minutes. Tom Brady, if I said to you right now, 90 seconds left, Super Bowl. What quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes, that would be my number one, would you take over Brady? I'd go Mahomes 1. Josh Allen, Brady tied for 2. Seriously. So, my wife in the Brady-Gisele marriage, my wife Anzo was like, well, she sacrificed for him for 15 years. It's his turn. And my takeaway is, yes, you're right. But to ask a supermodel or a star quarterback when they're still getting magazine covers, hey, could you hang it up? I think it's really, really hard. I also think what makes it tougher, Tom is generally realistic about his career. Look at the NFC right now. He looks around the NFC and says the best team may be led by Jimmy Garoppolo or led by Jalen Hurts. He's thinking, that's who I'm going to end up against in the NFC Championship? It's one thing if it's Allen, Lamar, Herbert, Burrow, Mahomes. He's looking around thinking, Jalen Hurts is a kid. He'd never been in a game like that. Garoppolo was my backup. So, I get it. The NFC right now, Aaron Rodgers. You think Tom Brady fears that team? They almost took him to overtime. He didn't have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or Julio Jones. So I think Brady's looking around going, honey, I'm still getting magazine covers. I still want to play. I'm still great. I think it's harder than we imagine. Just because you've done something a long time. Listen, I'm in my 50s. And let's see my wife. And I kind of think like I just made the turn. This is my 10th hole, right? Maybe my 11th. But in 10 years, if I'm mid 60s and I still feel like I feel and I'm still beloved by America, I'm going to be like, well, what do you want me to do? I don't whittle. I get bored with backgammon. Well, what do you want me to do? Brady's kids aren't 4. They're getting close to having their license. They got social lives. So I know you can position it as Tom should sacrifice more and Tom is selfish. It'd make it a lot easier if he was as good as Andy Dalton right now. It would make it much easier. But he's literally outside of Mahomes. I'm not sure there's a quarterback in the league I would want with a ball a minute 30 in a Super Bowl more than Tom. Maybe Josh Allen, but Josh Allen hasn't won a lot of those big games. He's just been in them. So I think it's hard. Like Steph Curry, I'm great. I'm dominating games. I'm winning finals MVP. He has a great relationship. That's not the time you bow out, right? You bow out after your 4th knee surgery. In the NBA, once you have to wear 2 knee braces, it's time. Like Brady hasn't gone to a first knee brace yet.